Hello everybody, how's it going today? Welcome to another Photoshop CS6 tutorial. I'm your host, Buddy Blackford, and today I want to go over with you what smart objects are. And they're pretty important because they help with non-destructive editing within your object or your image that you're using, and that's one of the main plus sides of using Photoshop, is that sometimes you don't have to destroy the original data of your image, and you can keep all that in case you mess up. You can just delete everything and your image won't be all screwed up. So what a smart object is, it's like something that you put your image in that can be continuously rasterized, which means the edges are going to be nice and crisp. You can scale it up and down, or rotate it, or warp it in a non-destructive way that it can, and it'll stay not destructed. So to understand these a little better, we're just gonna start by importing. I'll show you a few ways how to import your images as smart objects. And there's a couple of ways that we already did. There's a way that we did already, and it is by using the place option. So if we go to File and we go down here to Place, and I just bring in anything, I'll just bring in something small like this color scheme, and I bring that in, and I hit Enter to place it down. Now it automatically becomes a smart object. The way you can tell that something is a smart object is, one, it has these bounding boxes around it. Even when you're not even trying to transform it, it'll have these bounding boxes around it, which means that these little squares are at the end, and you are able to mess with the dimensions of it like this. So I'm going to hit Control Z to get off that. And another way that you can tell is that if you look over here in our layers panel, there is this little icon that's there, which looks like a piece of paper with a square, and that is the thumbnail for the smart object. So you know that your object is a smart object. So what if you import something in and it's not a smart object already, like this photo here that I have? Let me get all this other stuff out of the way. So I have this photo here, but I can tell it's not a smart object because it doesn't have the smart object thumbnail on it. So the way that you can convert this to a smart object, right click on it and come over here to Convert to Smart Object. And now we know that it's a smart object because it has the bounding box around the edges that we can see here. Now another way that we could have done that, which is a little slower, is come up to the menu here, and Convert to Smart Object is also in the menu there. Now there is another way that we can bring in our objects as a smart object. If I come over here to, let me click off here. So if I come over here to File and then come down here to Open as Smart Object, we can do the same thing and import something in here as a smart object. So now this has opened as a smart object, but now it has opened into its own document or new project. So now it's a smart object within its own document. That way you can just open it on its own and work on it on its own without having to work on it within another document like this. One thing that's pretty cool about smart objects is that you can edit them, and then they will be edited within your original document that you had before. So the way that you can do this is making sure something you have is a smart object, and double click on the icon or the thumbnail. This will come up. You can click do not show again if you would like, but this is just the pop-up box that it will come up. So let's just hit OK here. Basically it's telling you that you need to save it, or else the changes that you made won't show up. So now I can do anything to this that I really would want to. Maybe I want to crop this down. There we go. So my computer's like lagging a little bit, and I'll just hit enter to crop it, and I'll go to hit save. And now if I come look at it in our original document, which I did by moving over here and clicking, oop, I have too much stuff going on. Now we can see that it has been cropped the way we did it in the original document here. So I'm gonna X out of a few of these things so it's not using so much of my computer processing power. Now to get your layer down to back so it's not a smart object anymore, all you need to do is right click on it and click to rasterize layer. And once you do that, it no longer is a smart object. So I'm going to bring up this other smart object that I have and show you why you might want to do that. If you try to use like an effect like the burn tool, I'm trying to actually use it and it's not working. As you can see, the smart object must be rasterized before proceeding, and then if you can hit OK to rasterize it, but you can't use some certain tools on smart object layers. Anything that's destructive like this burn tool that will actually alter like the image, you cannot use until you rasterize the layer. So that's my basic intro of smart objects for you. Hopefully it made some sense, and I thank you for watching this one. So give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and a thumbs down if you hated it. Subscribe for more Photoshop tutorials coming up. So thanks for watching. See you guys later.